Welcome. In this video, we're going to do a solo playthrough of Die in the Dungeon, published by Fundamental Games. So in this game, we are a monster that's been transported to a random dungeon, and we're told we need to defeat all the heroes coming in through here. So that is our task, to either take these out or die in the dungeon. So for a map, I'm going to do the basic one, but instead of taking the ones they're suggesting, I'm going to go random, so this could go a lot worse than what this should be, because most of these map tiles are level 1s. But what we're going to do is each of these tiles represents a passageway into a dungeon. So go ahead and move these dice out of the way for now. So we had their start and the end. So in this version, the end was we fight basically one of all the monsters or heroes at level 2. But instead of this one, we're going to have an epic battle with one of the heroes. So we'll go ahead and give this a random shuffle and pick one of those, and then create our map from there. So we had a straight pathway. So we'll go through this and just taking a quick look at them. They're going to let you know what level of hero we'll be fighting, special abilities, and then the types of heroes. So we'll give this a shuffle. So when we move on to a tile, we will flip it over and see what nastiness ensues. So we just had one straight away. We're going to have 2 turns, or 90-degree turns. One pops up here, and one is going to be there. We're going to have 2 end passages. Give these a shuffle. And of course, in the game, there are tons of different maps to go through. So in this thing, and it's set up for solo or multiplayer. So just while the game says 1 to 2 players, if you have more dice on hand, you can play with more players. So definitely some different ones, and you can create your own maps if you want to. Then we have a crossing path. Then the rest of them are going to be basically a T crossing. Go ahead and give these a shuffle. Connecting like so. So there's our little dungeon we're starting in. Then there's going to be tokens on each of these. That's going to give us special abilities, like raising our stat by 2, giving us a die minion to roll an extra dice, or additional health. So we'll place these tokens out here. So this little fella is a die minion. It's a D20. It'll be popping up there. That's going to get us an extra ability point. It's going to help our strength or our might. Another die minion. Increase our health. Increasing our magic. And increasing our agility. And we are starting down here. So of course, I'm going with the diamond. So, but there are other options. I've got the die rake, troll and bones, the dire roller, and the tombstones undyed knight. And each of our character boards is going to give us a place to level up. So once we defeat heroes, we're going to get XP, and as we get more XP, we'll be able to unlock these, which are basically extra pips to add to our dice rolls. We're going to have a special ability, so we can spend 1 action point. When non-epic hero of your choice does not add its stats to the hero's defense this round of combat. And of course, that'll make sense once we get into combat. Summon diamonds, so this is additional dice we can use. You gain 1 D20 die minion. You spend another ability point, you gain 1 D4 die minion, and that costs 3 actions. So our ability stats down here is time. That's always going to start with a D20 set to the max. And over here, we have our ability points, always going to be a D4 and starting at 1. So the other stats are going to be might, agility, magic, and our health. And they're going to be the rest of the dice we have at their highest point. So we'll go ahead and grab the D20. So that's how much time we have to get through this dungeon. Then our D4, so we're going to start with 1 ability point. Then our D10. A D12, a D8, and a D6. And we get to position those on the stats as we see fit. So we could just bring them down and go like that. So whenever we fight with a certain stat, that's the die we're rolling. And whenever they're attacking us, that's what our numbers are going to be. And I think I'm going to give me additional health, move that over there. And we're just not going to be very agile. So those are going to be as stats for us. Each monster also has 4 ability cards. These are one-time use. So for 1 action point, we have a Deity Crush, defeat up to 4 levels worth of clerics. So for example, 2 level 2 clerics or a level 3 or 4 cleric. Of course, when we use this, they recommend we use our flavor text so we can get into the mood. So we've got Die in Flames, cost of 4. Roll 1 magic attack against each hero in the party. For each hero that you hit against the full party's magic defense, destroy that hero. For 3, Intimidation. Each non-epic hero in battle is reduced down by 1 level. Level 1 heroes are not affected. And for 2, Die Minion Support. Roll and add 2d6 to your next attack roll. If you roll a 6, you may roll that die 1 more time and add that value. So basically, like I said, this is turn-based. We're going into combat. We've got our turn sequence here. So the first thing we're going to do is gain an ability point, taking that up. Optional, we can rest to lose up to 3 time to gain the same amount of health. You may use 1 ability by spending ability points. You're going to lose a time, knocking down our clock. Choose an unexplored, unflipped tile that is adjacent to any previously explored tile. The tiles has a token, take it, then flip over the tile. If it has an action on it, complete it. The tile has hero icons, battle the heroes, and move on to the completed tile after the fight. So on the backside, it's going to be the combat sequence. So the hero's multiples effect take place. So if there's more than just 1 fighter or thief or wizard or cleric, they get special abilities. Once again, we can use ability points. If there's a fighter or barbarian, they make a might attack against us. If there's a rogue or assassin, they'll make an agility roll. And it doesn't matter if there's 1 or 3, they're just going to roll once against us for might. Then agility from rogues and assassins. And then for wizards and warlocks, they make a magic attack. Then we get to make an attack back using one of our stats and repeat until all the heroes are defeated or we die in a dungeon. So hopefully that explains the basics. We do have the ability to level up our dice here. So if something would grant us, so if we pick this up and it gives us +2 to that stat, since a D12 can't go up to 14, we progress it up to a D20. And the same thing for the lower dice. So the time and our ability points can never be changed. So it's always going to be a D20, always going to be a D4. And our goal is to traverse over here and win the epic fight. So when we do fight, these are going to show what their desired attack type is going to be. And depending on how many things are in the party, so the more heroes in the party, the more powerful they are. So by himself, he's just rolling a D4. But if this guy's with him, he's going to be a D4 +2. So then he's rolling a D6. And if there's more, you keep adding up. So the more people in the party, the harder they're going to hit. So hopefully all that'll make sense when we get started. So let's go ahead and start this game. So the first thing we do is gain an ability point. So we'll take the D4 and give us 2 points. We can lose up to 3 time to gain the same amount of health. We're not going to do that. We're at max 8. I may use an ability point by spending ability points. Nothing to use right now. We're going to lose 1 time, so going from 20 to 19. Then choose an unexplored tile. Going right in front of us here. We'll flip that over. See, we're going to be fighting level 1 arrows. Make an agility check. The result is less than 6. We lose 2 health. So our agility is a 6, so this is not our best stat. So we're not going to roll those dice. They are going to stay there. So we'll bring in our other dice. Rolling a D6. And we need a 6 to make this happen. And we got a 2. So we're going to lose 2 health, just like that. So down to 6. So other things we can do to modify our dice. For whatever stat we're using, we can reduce that by the same amount of number to raise that, but I'm not going to take that down to 2 just to get that up to a 6. We'll keep that right where it's at. And we've explored a tile. I guess I should explain at the beginning of the setup, we also get a D6 Dominion, so we can roll an additional 6 for one of our tests. But I don't want to use that just yet because we could be facing a level 4 monster here real quick. So once again, another turn gain, so we go up to 3. We can lose up to 3 times to gain the same amount of health. So basically the way that works is we can say, I want to heal 1. So we take it down to 18 to heal up to 7. Then use an ability point if we want to. Then we're going to lose the time, going down to 17. Then explore next tile. So this is a token we can use now or hold to spend later. That's going to give us 2 action points or ability points when we choose to use it. And exploring this tile, we've got an evade. So it's going to be level 1, gain 2 agility, upgrade if this exceeds your max. So our agility is 6, it's going to take us to 8. Our D6 can't go that high. So we'll get rid of this and bring in a D8. So our agility just got better. And we are going to be fighting 4 level 1 thieves here, or rogues. So in our stacks of each hero type, we have level 1s, 2s, 3s, and 4. So we're battling 4 of those. Of course, their base stats: 2 might, 4 agility, and 1 magic. So that's their trait they want to go with, but when they attack, they're going to add that all together there. And the same thing for defense. But there are special abilities for having multiples. So each of them has it. So for each fighter in the party beyond the first, the hero's might and agility attacks rolls gain a +1. And if they roll 10 or higher, they deal an additional might damage. For the rogues, they perform 1 additional agility attack for the first round of combat. So we're going to get hit 1 plus 3 more. And if the heroes roll a 15 or higher, and of course these are the heroes, we are not. On the first agility attack in a combat round, they perform 1 more agility attack. Then the wizards, for each wizard in the party beyond the first, you immediately lose 1 time point. A magic bonus if the heroes hit with a magic attack of 10 or more, lose some time. And then the clerics. For each cleric in your party beyond the first, lose 1 ability point. Cannot use ability points before this occurs. And protection. While a cleric is in the party, they must be defeated first by any might, agility, or magic attacks. All right, so their first attack. So agility is going to be 4, 8, 12, 16. The D12 can't go that high, so we're going to be rolling a D20. And our agility is an 8, so they need a 9 or better to hit us. So that is a miss. And they get +3 attacks. So that hits. So we can choose to either take the damage here or in our main health. And if they roll a 15 or higher on their first agility attack, this was their second, they would get to go again. So it doesn't trigger, so the third attack, getting a 13, so we're going down to 5 health. And then the final attack is a miss. So we get to attack back. So our options are fighting with might, agility, or magic. So if we attack them with their might, their defense is going to be 2, 4, 6, 8. Of course, their defense here is going to be 16, and magical is just a 4. So we're going to attack with magic using a D10, needing a 5 or better. And we got a 10, so we get to defeat one of these. And that is going to earn us 1 XP. I'll keep track of that over here. Then it goes back to them to attack us back. Now their agility is a 12, so instead of rolling a D20, they're rolling a D12 against our 8. They're going to get 2 extra attacks. So the first one is an 8. And they need to beat us, not just meet us. Then the second attack, getting a 4, and third attack, getting a 10. So that's going to hit us for 1. Down to 4 health. Then we get to attack back using our magic against a 3. We got a 2, which is not going to do it. What we're going to do is use our die minion to spend a d6 to help to boost that. And with her 4, we're doing damage, taking him out, and we get another XP. Now they're attacking with a d8. So the only way they can hurt us now is if they roll the highest number they can on a die, that's an auto success for the heroes. So getting a 4, first attack, and a 3 for the next. So we're going magic steel. Getting an 8, defeating, got 3 XP. Back to him, now he's just rolling a d4 against us. Oops, if I can keep that in here. So we got a 1, and we're going to attack back with our magic d10. 1 isn't going to cut it. So back to him attacking. Getting a 1, and like I said, we just need something higher than a 1. All right, so we have defeated that party, and we have 4 XP. Once this gets to 6, we'll be able to put that in the first slot, and that's an extra pip we can add to one of our die rolls. So moving on, we gain an ability point. We're up to 4. Unfortunately, we can't go any higher, so hopefully we'll use that here. We are going to spend 2, taking it down to 15, to heal up to 6. Then lose a time down to 14. If I can find those numbers, and move on to this spot. So that's going to give us +2 to our might, which takes this to 14. This means we'll swap that out for a d20. And here, level 1 hide. Lose 1 time. If you cannot, instead, lose 1 health. So down to 13. We'll probably need to quit dealing with the time there. Next turn, we can't gain any more. We're going to go over here and get a D12 die minion. Lose a time down to 12. All right, level 1 might. Gain 2 might. Upgrade if this exceeds your max. So we're going up to 16 might. Pretty good. We're going to be fighting 4 warriors here. Two, three, 4. And their stats is 4 in the might, 2 agility, and 1 magic. And once again, their special ability. For each fighter in the party beyond the first, the hero's might and agility attack rolls gain a +1 bonus after rolling. So they're going to be getting +3 to their first roll. And 10 or higher, they deal 1 additional damage. Fortunately, we do have a 16 defense. But what we're going to do, we're going to spend 3, taking this down to 1, to gain 1 D20 die minion, and spend an extra 1 to get a D4 die minion. So go looking through our stack here. So there's a D4. We need to find the D20. Oh, where's he hiding? There he is. All right, so they're attacking. Their base attacks are going to be 4, 8, 12, 16, which means they're rolling a 20. They got a 17, which hits us. Of course, they're adding 3 to this because of the bonus. And they're going to deal an extra damage. So we're taking 2, down to 4 health. And we're going to retaliate back. We roll a d20. If we were attacking with that, we're going after magic, though. Got a d10 against their 4, so we need a 5 or better. We got a 10, took care of 1. So we got 5 XP now. So now they're down to rolling a d12. So it's going to be 4 plus 2. 6 is not enough. We're going after magic again, needing a 4 or up. Got an 8. defeated. So now we've got 6 XP. We can turn that into, we have an extra pip to add to a die. So we'll start our XP up, and as we continue going up, we'll get 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6 as those continue up. Now it's using a D8 against us. So even though we have a 16, an 8 on this would have done it. We're going after their magic, needing a 3 or better. That's not going to do it. So we can spin this to make that a 3 to get rid of that, which will get us an XP. And even though this is spent, the next one we get to 6 goes on level 2. So now he's rolling a D4 against us. And got a 3. And our magic attack is a 10, taking care of him. All right, so next turn, we're going to gain an ability point. We're going to spend time going down to 11. And we're moving down here to get an agility bonus. It's going to take us up to a D10. So one other thing, so we'll go from 8 to 10 there. We can never have more than 2 dice of the same type. So if we somehow got this leveled up to a 10, we couldn't do it. We'd have to stay at a D8. So we're going this direction. We need to focus, level 4. Gain up to 2 ability. If at max already, use an ability for free instead. So this is going to take us up to 3. And we're fighting a level 4 fighter, rogue, and wizard. This is going to be a big fight. So checking out his stats. Nice 8, 10, 8, and 6. And the level 4, it's got a 5, 20, and a 6. And a 3, 8, and a 12. So what we're going to do is spend 3 action points. Using this, each non-epic hero in battle is reduced down by 1 level. So die, 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 die. So all these level 4s are going to become level 3s. Which will help us a little bit. All right, so they get to attack first. There's no multiple bonuses going on. But they are going to get 3 attacks. 1 might, 1 agility, and 1 magic. So it's going to be an 8, 12, 13, which just sneaks it into a D20 against our 16. So not a hit. Then he's going to have 12, 18, 24. So got a nat 20. So that's definitely going to hit. And hits the ability bonus. So it's going to perform 1 more agility attack after that. So we're going to go down to 3 health. Not good. That's a miss. Then magic. We've got a 10, 4, and 4. So 18 on our magic of 10. Got a 10. Needs to beat it, though. And of course, the abilities, they actually needs to hit with a magic attack. So then it goes to our turn. So all their defenses are pretty high. So I think the only choice I've got, I'm going might. So it's got a defensive might of 8, 12, 13. We're rolling a D20. And got a 7. We're going to spend our D20 die minion. Keeping that 7. Seeing if we can get that far enough to take it down. 9, not quite. Yeah, this is terrible. We'll go for the D12 adding on. All right. So that gets us up high enough to take out one of these. And I think I want to take out him, because I don't like the chance of them getting 2 attacks in. All right, so back to them. Attacking with a might of 9, which means they're going to have a D10. We're safe from that. And then the magic is a 14. Got a 12, which is enough to damage us, which means we're going to lose 1 time. Down to 2 health and 10 time. Back to our turn. We're going might. We need a better than a 9. And we get a 5. Yep, nothing we're going to do about that. So he's swinging with the might on a D10 on our 16, didn't get it. Going magic 14 on our 10 and missed it. So we're going might, needing, well, looks like a 3, missed again. So then back to them. D10, a miss. Let's see, yeah, 14, missed. And then we're attacking with might, needing a 10 or better. Not getting it. So this is something else we can do. We can subtract points from this. We're going to take this from 16 to 14 to raise this from 8 to 10, so we actually get a hit. And we're going to take him out, grabbing an XP. Then a magic attack, rolling a D10 and missing, and we're going with our strength, taking him out. All right, well that hurt. We got 4 XP now. So next turn we're going to gain here. We're going to go down to 9 time. If I can find a 9. There we go. And I'm going to move up here to get a heart. That's going to increase our health by 2, so go up to 4 health. And an arrow. Lose 1 might, 1 agility, or 1 time. If you choose not to, move back to the tile you came from and flip this tile over. I'll take this down to a 13. Then we're going to move on, getting a point, going down to 8. Flipping, Kobold Captive, level 1. When you win this combat, acquire the Kobold Ally card. So we're going to have 2 warriors or fighters and 2 clerics. So the clerics, we have to defeat them first before we can go after the warriors. And if we win here, we get the Kobold. Once this turn, you may reroll any non-hero die roll immediately after it is rolled. At the end of the turn, flip this card over. And for 1 roll this turn, you may use the next highest die type for your die you would normally use. At the end of the turn, flip this over. So that's what's up for grabs here. We're getting 2 level 1 fighters and 2 level 1 clerics. And we're going to spend a point, taking this down to 1, to do a Deity Crush. Defeat up to 4 levels worth of clerics. So we can defeat 2 level 2 clerics. Seems good to me. So they're defeated. That does count for this. That goes up to 6. So we're going to get 2 there. Then the warriors are attacking with a +1 to their die roll. But he's only rolling a D8. So even though we're adding 1 to this, we need to actually roll the 8 for that to count. So we're good there. We're going to respond back, going with a magic attack, rolling a D10. We need a 3 or higher. We got a 2. We're going to spend a point to make that a 3. Take him out. Gaining XP. Then he's going to attack us with a D4. And miss, and then we're attacking with magic with a D10, needing a 2 or better. And we did. All right, do we go in for the big battle? Or do we run back for help? I think we got time. We're going to go run and get a D20 here. So we're going to gain here, go down to 7. Go to our next face down tile, getting a D20 die minion. And we've got a collapse. Make a might check. If the result is less than 8, you lose 2 health. So our might, we're rolling a D20. We got a 9, so we're good. All right, gain a point. Lose some time, down to 6. And there's a 6 somewhere. And we're going into our final battle. All right, Epic Hero. The dwarf is defeated once all other heroes are defeated. So we're getting a level 4 warrior, fighter, level 1 cleric, level 3 rogue, and a level 2 wizard. All right, so we've seen those before. This guy's going to be a level 3. He's a level 2. And he's a level 1. And the dwarf. At the beginning of the hero's attack phase, roll a d6. If the result is a 5 or 6, take 2 damage to your health or any stats. Nasty. All right, so he's rolling a d6. And we got a 1, so we're safe. Going with our attacks down the line, so 10, 14, 15, 16, 17. Getting a d20, needing a or higher than a 13. And he got it with a 15. And with that, he's going to deal 1 additional might damage. We'll take 1 there and take that down to 12. And even though that's down to a 12, looks like the dice only get upgraded, they don't get downgraded. So then agility, got a 12, so taking a damage. Then magic, so an 18, 20, got a 1, so we survived that. All right, their stats, 14, 15. I think might is still our best way, but what we're going to do, we're going to spin 2, going down to 1. So roll and add 2d6 to your next attack roll. If we roll a 6, we may roll that die 1 more time, adding that ability. So this is our roll. And we rolled a 6, so we get to roll another d6. All right, so that's going to be a hit for us. We have to take out the cleric first. Get us 3 XP. Then we're getting attacked back. And going with the dwarf. Rolling a 4, so we're good there. So now he's got a 15, still rolling a d20 against our 12. For extra damage. We'll take that down to a 10. Then agility against a 10. And magic is an 18 against a 10. We're good there. All right, so now we've got 18. Yeah, might is still the best thing for us to roll with. So we need a 16 to hit. We got a 16, so we'll spend 1 to make it a 17. And so clerics have to go first, then the lowest level. So even though I'd like to take out our rogue here, we've got to take him down. This takes us to 4. Now he's up to 14, still rolling a d20 on our 10. And missing, and rolling a d20 on our agility against a 10. And misses. So we're attacking against a 14. Yeah, I think that's still our best. Rolled a 19. And he's attacking now. He's just a d10 against us. Close. And we'll keep going with our might. Got an 11 and took him out. So that is going to clear the dungeon. So we did not die in the dungeon. But that is the basics of how this game goes. And like I said before, we have a complete dungeon guide with different maps you can go and plenty of variability with the different types of tiles we can flip out for us. And different creatures that we can choose to be. So hopefully that gave you enough information on how this game plays. As always, I hope you enjoyed this playthrough. So please click on the like button below and be sure to subscribe. Thanks for watching.